home game you were hoping for?
Yeah, it was. I thought we were really strong, and full 60 minutes. I thought I think they only had one shot in the first 15 minutes, really, the first and second period. The first one and the second one in. But I thought we played really strong. I mean, number one, I thought we played a pretty complete game. We had a lot of detail. Our gaps were really good. We had good puck possession. Our draws were outstanding. Power play, we got one goal, but we could have had 5. I thought we had some really great chances. They're moving the puck really well. Trotz came back. He gave us some energy. Got the big goal. He also drew the penalty, I think, on the winning goal. So just a real good team effort. I mean, everybody was all in and stayed in, and we had some adjustments to what we saw in Anaheim's game in terms of their system, and I thought we executed it. So we got them to back off of it and not be as bold with it. I thought it was just an outstanding game. Got a little closer than I wanted it to be, but other than that, they've got some outstanding players in there. I know with Gabby and the staff, they're well coached, and you knew that they were going to hang in there and find a way to be real tough at the end. That's for sure.
You get a good chuckle out of 2-2 scoring on a play very similar to the one for which you got suspended there.
Yeah, I said when after he came to the bench, I said that was a hell of a move, and yeah, it's exactly. I mean, that's how you score in the league. You take that step, and he took that step and popped it in, and if there was a defender on his back, he would have probably had to cut to the front of the net. But we can't change his game. I think what I thought of the suspension, and I thought he was trying to make a hockey play, and then he wasn't allowed to do it, and so we move on. So Jordan just asked him not to change his game, to stay on his game, and he did, and it paid off.
Seems like no matter how much they may say they're not going to try to let him be a factor in the game, he always ends up being one, whether it be drawing the penalty or scoring a goal against this team.
Yeah. There's a couple players that like Trotz around the league that when they're playing against us, I absolutely hate them. But I would do probably anything to get him on our team. So we're fortunate he's on our team. There's a couple guys in their team I don't care for either. So even though I had to just throw that out there.
Julian had quite the shift at the end of the second. I think it was 2.5 minutes. That's kind of the danger of being
what's this?
Julian shift at the end of the second. I think it was 2.5 minutes on. Kind of the danger of being the
yeah. That was probably we had one part of our game there. That end of that second period, we got caught in a long change, and we couldn't get the puck deep enough, and they kept on it, just like we did in the second period. We had a shift there that kept their line out there quite a while. But yeah, especially with Frankie, who just came back from a little bit of a groin issue, and we're still trying to get him up to speed in terms of overall conditioning. Those shifts are taxing. You might get through that, but it may show up later in the game. And he got through it, so and we were able to survive that. And Peck's made a real great save with about 43 seconds or so to go. I thought he made an outstanding save at a real critical time in the game.
Yossi with the first goal, how's he sort of been coming along, you think?
Yossi's been good. I mean, Yossi's he's just quiet a little bit on the swimming. I think everybody, as they would say, he's a good first-year player. He's not too cocky or arrogant or I think he's very, I'll say, polite and does the right thing as a young pro. And I'm real happy for him to get his first goal. I mean, you always want to score that first one in the league, and he got it tonight. The home crowd, he's got to feel pretty good.
Did he lose his man on Anaheim's first goal? Did he lose his man?
Well, what happened was it was sort of the puck went in the corner, and they sort of threw it back behind the net, and the guy sort of counter hit him. He went to hit the guy, and the new technique is you hit before you get hit, and you get knocked off balance there, and they threw the puck back to the front of the net. And I think he recovered, and I think it actually went off his stick and up over over pecs or through pecs there. So, you know, those are things he's going to learn. You know, one of the biggest things that you find between the American League and the NHL now is the American League is not as strong as it used to be because a lot of players go to the KHL, they go back over to Europe now. It's a lot younger than it used to be. But the biggest difference between the American League and the NHL is there's a lot more baiting. Guys can bait you in terms of situations. They're smarter. When you think they're going to counter pinch off the wall, for instance, and they'll fake like they'll do that, and they'll back off, and all of a sudden you chip it, and it goes right to their stick, and they're throwing it back in the net. There was a lot more of that deception that happens in this league, and he's going to have to learn that, you know, as we go along. And he's learning some tough lessons, but at the same time, I know Yost is a very quick learner.
How was the frustration level after getting 2 goals waved off there?
Actually, none. I mean, our guys were a little bit frustrated, but you know, we just said, "Hey, keep coming." We felt that we were going to win that hockey game. You know, we just say, "Keep playing the way we are." They can only hold us off so far, you know, so long, and we had to get by Ellie. I thought Danny Ellis played a great game coming back off a little bit of an injury, and he's played a lot of great games for us in this building, and tonight was a good example of that. I thought he was really outstanding tonight for the Ducks, and actually gave him a chance to hang in there.
One game doesn't bring back home ice advantage, really,
Yeah,
but to be able to get this one must have felt pretty good for
Well,
you
it
guys.
did. It did. You know, we've got one of the best road records, and we've always had a good home record. And at this point, it's not good enough if we're going to want to do anything this year as a group. And that's sort of a focus. Let's make it a tough place to come back and play. You see that. How important it is. I mean, you know, I watch a lot of games. I'm from Winnipeg, and I watch that building's going crazy. And it's a hard place to go into right now. That you can talk to any coach or any team. It's become a real tough place to go in, and this place has been like that for a number of years, and we got to get it back to that level.
With five wins in a row against the Ducks, going back to last year's playoffs. What are you guys doing to make it successful against this team in particular?
Playing hard. You know, keeping their stars in check and playing discipline against them. That's, you know, there's probably a little more formula than that, but you know, we're checking better against this group of talented forwards, and they force us to play hard. I mean, you got to play hard every shift against them.
Do the guys get up for this rivalry here, or is it just another game that comes in?
No, there's a little bit of rivalry. Because of the fact that we hated each other last year in the playoffs, and we had some battles with them, and we want to continue. There's no love lost. Trust me. I mean, there's some really good verbiage between the benches every shift, it seems. So, you know, there's a lot of banter that goes back and forth, and guys have long memories on both sides.
Team's 10-5-3 with Bouillon and 3-6-1 without him. Can you explain the difference?
It gives stability to our pairings. It really does. I mean, that's one thing that you know, you have the veteran defensemen. They can stabilize the game for you. They allow you to get better matchups, and that's what he does. I mean, Frankie's one of those veteran guys that is very valuable for a hockey team. And, you know, it shows in the stats. And what's the stats again?
10-5-3 and 3-6-1.
3-6-1 without him, that's not very good. I like the 10-5-3 is a lot better, so I think we should keep him in the lineup. That's just the coaching thing I got to remember, so I appreciate that.
What was your view of the 2 disallowed goals?
The first one I disagreed with totally, and I know the referees have to make a quick call. The puck was coming out of the corner, and it was centered to Colin Wilson, and it went off Boschman's glove. He went down on that one knee, and he put his hand down, and you can see it in slow motion. It hits Boschman's glove, and it moves about, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 inches. But when you're ready for a one-timer, and it moves 6 or 7 inches, you know, it comes into his feet, and I thought it just went into his feet, and it bounced that way because as you're opening up to try to open your blade up, you have to open up your hips and turn your skate, and it's pretty hard to open up your hips and move your that leg to direct something in. And to me, it was a pass that went off his skate, and it directed right in the net. And you know, to me, it was a legal goal in my limited experience as a referee. But at the same time, if the referee probably, and this will be a question when I ask Brendan Shanahan in the NHL, you know, if Timmy Peel calls it a goal and says I got to go look upstairs, but it's a goal, I would probably say they'd probably go that way. But he said it was no goal, that was in his opinion, and therefore they probably wasn't maybe a little inconclusive to Toronto. So it's no goal. That's the rule. So it didn't affect us, you know. And then the second one, it was the right call for sure. You know, the goalie had the puck covered, and the whistle was about to go, or he's going to blow the whistle, so it's no goal. So you know, they got a tough job, and the right calls are made. I mean, that's the way I have to look at it. And you know, we won the hockey game, so it's not an issue at all.
Okay, thank you.